Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me for WLBT Plus. My name is Cara Shirley, and I am your digital news desk host. Thank you so much for tuning in with me on what day is it? It is Wednesday, right? Yes, it is Wednesday. It's 1 o'clock Wednesday, July 24th. Days go by like crazy here. You look at July 4th one day, and the next day is July 24th. So that's where we're at today. It is a very rainy Wednesday out there. Thank you so much for tuning in if you're watching on our website or our mobile app. Appreciate that. If you would like to join in the conversation, you can always hop over to our social media channels. We have YouTube and Facebook that we are streaming at, and you can leave conversations. Join us there if you have any questions, if you have any comments. Did I say leave conversations? I think I did. Leave comments there on our social media page. We do appreciate you guys tuning in. So I see Clarissa here is watching from Atlanta. Hello, Clarissa. How are you doing today? So glad that you have joined us here. So it is a very rainy Wednesday. As a matter of fact, we're going to take a look outside right now over downtown Jackson and see just how rainy it is. There is no sign of blue skies out there. As a matter of fact, lots of gray clouds. You can see some rain happening out there. Earlier, it was very, very heavy rain, but right now, which looks like we just have a little bit of a sprinkle. It's going to continue to do that all day. We are going to have one of our first alert weather team meteorologists come in just a little bit to give us a full scope of our forecast, especially over the next 24 to 48 hours, as we are expecting a higher chance of rain. So stick around for that. Jumping into the news now, the first thing I want to tell you guys about is a silver alert that was issued last night for a missing Jackson woman. So the Mississippi Bureau of Investigations has 37-year-old Azara Quizzlebash, and I apologize for mispronouncing her last name. But she was last seen July 17th on Canton Heights Drive in Jackson. They say that she has a surgical scar on her stomach, a surgical scar on her back, and a figure 8 tattoo on her right hip. She may be driving a 2016 silver Mazda. Uh, and this is what she looks like here. So if you have any information regarding her whereabouts, please contact Jackson Police Department or the Mississippi Bureau of Investigations so that we can find out where she is and get her back in touch with her family. Georgia Vaughn says, good afternoon. Hello, Georgia. So nice for you to tune in with us today. Appreciate it. Where are you watching from? A lot of kids have started school back this week, right? And then I know kids are starting back next week. My kids will be going to Pisgah, and they start back on August the 1st. They're excited just to get to go into a new school and everything. But it got me thinking about the first day of school. When I was a kid, first day of school was like the beginning of September. Now with all these different schedules, it's a lot different. School was just a lot different back when I was in school. Made me want to ask that, what is your favorite school subject? Do you remember what you just loved dealing with in school? I can guarantee you, for me, it was not math. Math is not my strong suit. It never has been, never will be. Thank gosh that we have calculators on our phone, or else I would never be able to figure up a tip anywhere. But yeah, math was not my favorite. I believe my favorite though was reading and writing, which I'm sure it's called something a lot different now. But that's what I really love to do. So you guys, as your kids, grandkids, or even yourself, if you're going to college or just regular school, elementary, high school, things like that, and tuning in, let me know what was your favorite subject in school. Georgia Vaughn says she's watching from Clinton, and she enjoyed math and science. If I ever need any help with math, Georgia, I'll holler at you, because like I said, it was not my strong suit at all. People who were really good at math, though, or are really good at math, is the Jackson Police Department, because they totally racked up a lot of numbers with recovering some stolen cars yesterday. So they recovered 9 stolen cars in South Jackson yesterday. It happened on Marydale Drive. I have that pulled up for you here on my little handy dandy map. Here, let me get this. Go to the screen for you. Here we go. All right. So the red right around here is Marydale Drive, and Charleston Drive is right here in yellow. So this is the area where multiple cars were recovered yesterday. If you want to see where this is in relation to downtown Jackson, Jackson is the blue dot right here, and this is where the stolen vehicles were recovered. So we're told that JPD officers were patrolling the area after multiple cars were reported stolen. So what they eventually found was 8 cars in the driveway that you saw there on Marydale Drive near Charleston Drive. One of the cars was carjacked Tuesday on Terry Road. 7 other cars were recovered at this address. 4 of those were Hyundais. And the JPD says Capitol Police also recovered another Hyundai near McDowell Road. They located a suspect near that car wearing a ski mask, and agencies are working to find out who is responsible for all of these stolen vehicles. But kudos to Jackson Police Department as well as the Capitol Police Department for recovering all of these stolen vehicles. A lot of you tuning in again here on YouTube and Facebook. Let's see, we have Cynthia says hello from Carthage. I'll get it out right in a second. Thank you so much, Cynthia. Hi to you. Sandra Davis enjoyed biology. All right. And Cynthia enjoyed biology as well. I did not enjoy biology. I think I really just liked reading. I wanted to get into a book and get away from the real world. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. Markeisha is joining us from Starkville. Hello, or should we say Stark, Vegas. Julie is tuning in from Biloxi. And Camino Loggins is here from Brandon. So appreciate all of you tuning in. Elizabeth, y'all just here commenting all over the place. Elizabeth McGee is watching from Jackson. Appreciate you guys very much for tuning in. Let me know where you're tuning in from. A lot of you telling me what your favorite subjects were in school. We've got biology, science, math. Math was not me, was not my favorite. Camino, I said your name right. Awesome. Because I can mess up a name like the best of them, or right there with the best of them. So I appreciate you letting me know when I got it right. Cheyenne is watching from work. My daughter's name is Cheyenne as well. Not spelled normal like yours is. I went a little crazy when I had spelled her name, but it is a very beautiful name. And David Nelson, his favorite was recess. Love that. I love that, David. Linda from Vicksburg enjoyed math, and Kathy Alexander from Duffy, Mississippi. Hello, Miss Kathy. How are you doing over there near my neck of the woods of Mississippi? Appreciate all you guys tuning in. So let's tell you about some other things that happened here in Jackson. So there's a Jackson man who is now going to be serving 10 years for promoting prostitution and also on firearm charges. So let me get him pulled up here so you can see him. So on Wednesday, Attorney General Lynn Finch announced that James West, 42 years old of Jackson, was sentenced after pleading guilty to promoting prostitution, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, and possession of a stolen firearm. He was arrested as part of what's called a 10-day blitz on human trafficking operations across the state, and all 13 people were arrested. 49 victims were recovered. That is awesome. The announcement comes nearly 2 months after West was sentenced by Rankin County Circuit Judge Dewey Arthur. So according to the sentencing documents, he received 8 years with 5 to serve for promoting prostitution and 5 to serve for being a convicted felon in possession of a firearm. He also sentenced West to 5 years for having a stolen firearm, with him to be released after serving one day. So all of three of these sentences are going to be run consecutively. And then upon his release, he will be subject to 3 years of supervised release and will also be responsible for paying $431.50 in court costs and $1,000 to the Victims of Human Trafficking and Commercial Sexual Exploitation Fund. But he was sentenced, and he will now be spending about the next 8 years in jail because of his sentencing. So kudos for getting him off of the road for sure. Some other information, things that are happening here today, especially over in Hinds County, in case you need to go to the Department of Human Services over there. Well, they are closed today due to lack of air conditioning. So the agency announced the closure this morning, and they're working to address the problem, officials say. If you are needing assistance with the MDHS statewide, you can call the MDHS statewide support line at 800-948-3050, or you can log onto the agency's customer portal. We told you last week about a resident here that were frustrated with the Hinds County DHS office because of everyone having to get recertified for SNAP benefits. And according to this resident, that she stated that she applied back in January and still has not received an approval or denial or anything with her her SNAP benefits. So I hope this doesn't slow them down any more than the problems that they're already going through there. But just in case you have to go to the Mississippi Department of Human Services over in Hinds County, just be aware they are closed today, and you can check their Facebook page or give them a call to find out what their schedule is going to be tomorrow. Juberi Pat, how do you say that? Stated he doesn't look like he even studied pimpology. Who was he pimping / promoting prostitution? Some simps he couldn't sell a bootleg movie to me. Well, that's pretty funny. But thank you so much for leaving your comment. I don't know if there is a place to study pimpology. If there is, I've never heard of it. So, but thank you so much for your comment. And also, they are talking about let's see, this gentleman right here who will be spending the next few years in jail from a sexual exploitation, human trafficking charge, basically, and firearm charge. So let's talk about Carly Gregg. She went to court yesterday. We told you about her going to court, and she's going to court because she allegedly killed her mother and then attempted to kill her stepfather. So at the hearing yesterday, and the hearing was to see about keeping the media out of the courtroom. Gregg's attorney unsuccessfully fought to keep the cameras out of the courtroom. This came after about an hour of arguments from Gregg's attorney and our attorney here at Wlbt. So when covering turn that volume down for you. So when covering the court proceedings, 3 on Your Side and other media outlets typically submit a request to the judge, but since the early stages of this case, Gregg's attorney has been fighting to keep our cameras, all media cameras, out of the courtroom. Tuesday, she gave several reasons why the defense doesn't want the media or public allowed inside. A couple of those include protecting Carly and her family's mental health and making sure the 15-year-old or 14-year-old has a fair shot at an impartial jury. Our attorney argued that the media being allowed inside the courtroom actually protects Gregg. And we're going to let you now listen to some of the arguments that happened yesterday.
And having the media present so far has only biased Carly. It has in no way preserved her right to a fair and impartial trial. It's in no way made sure that she's getting justice or that things aren't happening behind closed doors.
It would also set a terrible precedent, and it would basically give anybody that's in a criminal proceeding that's dealing with a violent criminal allegations to be able to raise that as a means to close the court's doors.
Will be allowed to conduct a trial by ambush in this case, not the defense.
So Judge Arthur did rule that the courtroom would remain open to the media and the public. So that is a win for you, for us. We have the right to see these court proceedings, especially with this and what happened in this case, such a horrific crime where this child, Carly, killed her mother and then attempted to kill her stepfather. So her trial, Carly Gregg's trial, is coming up in September, and we will be there in the courtrooms, and we will have you in the courtrooms with us. So you can make sure to watch that with us here at Wlbt. We are definitely going to be keeping it covered for you. So her attorney, Carly Gregg's attorney, filed an appeal with the state Supreme Court Monday, arguing that the court was premature in ordering a mental evaluation of Carly. So we asked a legal expert who can request these exams and when. So attorney Cliff Johnson says courts can ask for a competency, and I'm saying that word wrong, can ask for that at any time, the evaluation at any time, but can only ask for an insanity evaluation after attorneys raise that as a defense. That has not happened in this case with Carly, but this attorney, Cliff Johnson, he goes on to explain what that would require to have that done.
The matter is, winning on this insanity defense isn't easy. That bar is pretty high. I didn't have any idea what I was doing, or I knew that I was doing this thing, in this case, a very serious thing, and had no idea that it was wrong. And you have to prove this. That's not easy.
It appears that we're simply trying.
So the judge says that he's worried that the defense is just trying to delay the trial, but they claim that they're still working with their mental health expert and going through the necessary steps. Like I said, we're following it, and we will definitely keep you updated on this. Brooke Utz, she asked, does the SNAPS program cover more than food help? I don't believe it is. I believe the SNAPS program is just for nutritional supplement plan. So I believe that it just covers food. But thank you so much for asking. UF watching over on YouTube, it says watching from Jackson, Mississippi. Favorite thing that they had back in elementary/middle school was PE and art. I didn't enjoy PE either. Just give me a book. That's what I wanted. Just give me a book. Leave me alone. Let me read and I'll be happy. Let's see. Georgia Vaughn asking if there was any updates on the mass shooting in Indianola. Yeah, I believe that is town. And yes, that is a town where those shootings happen. We don't have any updates today, but I will check in with our reporter on that who was covering that. And I will comment back here for you, Georgia, to let you know if we do have any additional updates besides what we have already reported. Thank you so much for asking. So we're going to move on to another murder case that is happening here in lawyers are trying to limit access to a vital court information that you may want to know. So a new trial date has been set for Timothy Harrington in Lafayette County. And here we go. So he is accused of killing He's accused of killing his fellow Ole Miss classmate, Jimmy J. Lee. It says here that, let me get this quote up better for you. So he's accused of killing his fellow classmate, Jimmy J. Lee. That new trial date has been set for December 2nd. So this is a case that many of you probably heard about because of the attention surrounding the case. Prosecutors and defense attorneys have both come together to file a motion asking that all pretrial filings be withheld from the public. They're claiming that this is the only way that Harrington can get a fair trial. As of this day, or as of today, the hearing is scheduled to take place this Thursday in Lafayette County, and we're going to be keeping a watch on that for you. coming up now, right now, actually, we have Miss Peyton Garrison in here with us to give us a look at our forecast. It's been some pretty heavy showers that have been coming down.
Yeah, I mean, it's just this rain is almost a nuisance. It's a great day, maybe. Hey, you don't have to go to work today to take a nap on the couch because it's just dreary. It's soggy. It's damp. There's plenty of showers spreading across most of the area. It's a steady rain. There may be some pockets of heavier downpours here and there, especially with those showers entering portions of Adams County. But all in all, it's just a wet, dreary day. But I mean, we're tracking temperatures right now in the upper 70s. So it's keeping the temperatures down. It's still very muggy, though. Don't get me wrong with the chances of rain. But I mean, not bad. I mean, I'll take, a July day like this over the hot days that we've seen.
Definitely. It almost makes you want to curl up with a good book inside,
Yeah.
maybe have some chili going because those it's a fake fall temperatures out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we've got some rain on tap for this weekend. I don't think we see coverage and intensity as widespread as what we're tracking right now. There will be some showers and storms around. It's also going to be a little bit warmer as well. I mean, we're going to be closer to average back in the upper 80s, low 90s. We can't hold on to upper 70s for high temperatures forever, especially with it being July, soon to be August, but there may be some relief on the way from the rain. That might not be until maybe this time next week into the following weekend. So there may be some relief on the way. We still have a lot of rain to get through before we get there, but at least we could be looking at some relief for those saying like, hey, when are we getting rid of all this rain? It's wet, it's unsettled. There may be some relief on the way.
Look forward to the future. And also the good news about all this rain is it helps to get rid of our drought chances.
Yeah, and we'll get an update on the drought tomorrow. We'll bring that to you on air and on Wlbt Plus and online as well. So I expect to see big changes. It won't take into account today's rain. And, there's a certain time frame where it only takes the rain into account. But I mean, I do expect to see, some improvements on it.
Awesome. And so we're looking at a pretty decent weekend. It's not going to be
Yes.
a complete washout.
Not a complete washout. You kind of think back to last weekend. There were periods where it was dry. We had some sunshine around. There were other times during the weekend where, it was raining in parts of the area. So I don't want you to cancel your plans. Maybe have some last minute. I think it's the last weekend of summer for many before heading back out to school next week. So I wouldn't say cancel your plans. Just have a plan B in case that you see a shower pop up over your location, and then maybe you can head back outdoors whenever some of those showers pass.
And of course, like we always say, don't forget to download the First Alert Weather app.
Yeah.
It is free, and these guys are going to keep you notified of all the changes in the forecast that is happening out there. All right, Peyton, thank you so much. We appreciate you coming in. And I'm going to jump real quick over to our our Facebook stream here where people are commenting. Brooke asked earlier about SNAPs and if the SNAPs program cover more than just food to help. And she said here the reason why she asked is that if people are getting assistance for electricity that runs their air conditioner and still have to live in that condition, and the building that helps those in need is shut down because there is no air conditioner, it makes her sad. And I get that. I understand where you're coming at there. And thankfully, though, the SNAP benefits don't have anything to do with the electricity type of things like that. But there is programs that people can get assistance for to help with their electricity. So like electricity, gas, water, things like that. But I get what you're saying. Thank you so much, Brooke, for commenting there. Now there was a house fire this morning. We told you about it during our newscast and let you know about it again. A family of 5 was in this home, and thankfully they are safe. So the cause of the fire is under investigation. You can see it here. It happened on Glenside Drive in North Jackson. The cause of the fire is under investigation. One family member claims someone set their car on fire, which caused the house to go up in flames soon after. However, there is no word yet on a motive or what actually caused the fire. The home itself, unfortunately, was a total loss. And the good side of this is that the family of 5 that was inside the home did make it out safely from this dangerous fire. So thankfully they got out okay, and hopefully that we will get a cause of the fire soon, and we will get that information across to you guys. Victoria Cox, she is the alleged accomplice of Daniel Callahan, who abducted two little girls over in Louisiana after allegedly killing their mother, brought them here to Mississippi, and one of the little girls was found deceased, allegedly at the hands of Daniel Callahan and his accomplice, Victoria Cox. Thankfully, one of the children did survive and is now with family back over in Louisiana. But Victoria does now have a trial date, and that is scheduled for March 24th, 2025, here in Hinds County. So she is being charged with capital murder, kidnapping, and sexual battery. According to the court documents, Cox killed and or encouraged Daniel Callahan to kill 4-year-old Aaron Burnett. She claims that she has nothing to do with Callahan's alleged crimes, and if convicted, she could face the death penalty or life in prison. But her trial date will be March 24th of 2025, and you can believe that we will definitely be there covering that for you. So Jackson Police Chief Joseph Wade held a press conference yesterday. It was essentially a plea to people to stop with the gun violence. So he was joined by the mother of 20-year-old Zedrick Warner. And let me get Zedrick pulled up here. So I want you to see him. So this is Zedrick right here. He was 20 years old when he was killed last month by a gun. Chief Wade had the press conference with Zedrick's mother, and she is also urging anyone with information regarding the murder of her son to please come forward. So he was shot at Blossom Apartments on Woodbine Street on June the 30th and later died at the hospital. He was a graduate of Pearl High School and was entering his junior year at Jackson State University, majoring in engineering.
So my goal, my mission now in life, so that my son's life is not in vain, is to work with Jackson Police Department as well as the surrounding city departments, police departments, to end gun violence, because it has to stop.
So Chief Wade says this is not the first time that he has had to work with Mason. He met her on Christmas Day in 2008 when Zedrick's father also lost his life to gun violence. Golly, bless her heart. My heart goes out to that mother, to first lose the father of your child to gun violence and then lose your child to gun violence. My heart definitely goes out to this mother. And if you have any information on the shooting and the killing of Zedrick Warner here on your screen, as he was shot and killed last month, please contact Jackson Police Department or Crime Stoppers and give that information to them. So over in Rankin County, the authorities there have arrested a man after uncovering 40 plus pounds of methamphetamines in his vehicle. So let me get this pulled so you can see. Actually, let me make the screen a little bigger for you so you can see it better. All right. So Arnold Zamora of Dallas, Texas, is charged with aggravated trafficking of a controlled substance. This is the K9 officer that sniffed out those drugs there. So he was pulled over on Monday by deputies on I-20 for a traffic violation. And during the stop, a deputy began investigating the driver, who was believed to be involved in drug trafficking. His K9 partner, Voodoo, there on the screen, you can see a cute little pup there, began to search the truck. And the unit then found a cardboard box in the rear passenger area of the truck with 44 pounds of meth inside. So kudos to the Rankin County authorities that facilitated this, to the deputies there. Good job. And to Voodoo. Voodoo needs extra treats today. You guys agree with me on that? And give Voodoo an extra snack, an extra belly rub, and an extra chase with the ball. I don't know. What do K9 cops do to relax or to have fun? I'm not sure. But whatever it is, let's treat Voodoo really good today. So Some families in business in our area or in the Fondren area have been affected by some chronic flooding and erosion along a major creek. Last night, they got the chance to ask questions and voice their concerns. So, here we go. So, a community meeting was happened at St. James Episcopal Church for Fondren residents impacted by Eubanks Creek. Some of you say that the creek has been a problem for years, flooding homes and yards during heavy rain. Well, last month, the city of Jackson hired a firm to draw up plans and design a document for the project. And that engineering study aims to provide potential solutions and determine whether the current creek channel is the correct size for the water flow.
There are very physical solutions that could occur with big infrastructure, changing up the streets, the bridges, culverts are here. We could be looking at larger planning solutions that involve around community action, creating parks and green spaces with programs to potentially remove homes that are most impacted from the neighborhood. So we're just trying to understand what the community's interest is, the appetite for some of these changes.
So the Jackson City Council approved $144,000 for the engineering contract, and that money was earmarked from the city, or earmarked to the city from the state. So telling you now about the closures again that are going to be happening tonight on I-55 northbound. Just want you guys to be totally aware of what is going on. So a portion of I-55 northbound is going to be closed starting around 10 o'clock tonight. And they're going to be closed through the night, possibly until around 5 a.m. on Thursday. Let me get this screen pulled up so you can see exactly where the closure is going to be. So it's, let's see, between Northside Drive and then Beasley Road. So this is where the northbound lane is going to be closed. You see that red line? Well, you got the red line there, and then we've got an orange one. That orange one is the detour that you'll be taking. So if you're on I-55 going north, you're going to get off on exit 100, and you are going to get over on to the frontage road, which is the orange line here. And you'll take that frontage road up till right here at Beasley Road, and that is where you're going to be getting back onto I-55. Again, this is happening tonight in Jackson, starting at 10 o'clock, and hopefully will be open back up by 5 a.m. And of course, there will be signs directing you on the interstate, where to get off, where to get back on, and all of that stuff. But hopefully this helps you out just a little bit. You know, if you're going north on I-55, you're going to have to get off on exit 100, and you're going to take that frontage road all the way up until Beasley Road. Beasley Road is where you're going to be getting back onto I-55. So let you guys know about that little important update there for you. Another important update for you that I want to tell you about is, and you see me pulling it up here, and this is our St. Jude Dream Home. You only have a few days left to buy a ticket to qualify to win this dream home. We had an open house on it earlier this week. You can see those videos on our website. It's a tour of the place, but it's a 4-bedroom, a 3-bath, 2,400 estimated square foot home. It is huge. It is beautiful. And we're going to be giving away this home in addition to a lot of other prizes that people were able to qualify for on August the 22nd. So make sure you go check that out. You can buy a ticket to win. The tickets are $100, and you could win this home. It is going to be, or it is in the Flowood area in the new subdivision over there. Beautiful home. And the best thing about this is that it is raising money for St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. And everybody wins with this. Everybody wins. So even if you don't win a house, you win because you're helping St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. All right, well, that is the end of WLBT Plus today. Not very long, but that's good. That's good. That means we don't have a lot to talk about, right? Well, I'm sure we can find something else to talk about. I will be back tomorrow at 1. I hope you guys join me back then. And I appreciate you tuning in, website and our app or our social media pages. Make sure if you haven't already downloaded our app, do that. The First Alert Weather app, as well as the WLBT News app. You're going to get those updates. And anytime we have any breaking news come in, we send those out. As well as with the weather app, you'll stay aware of what's happening where you are with the weather. I'll be back tomorrow at 1. You guys have a great day. Stay safe out there on the roads as you're heading home in this wet weather, because I need you back here tomorrow. Bye, y'all.